And we're back. Hello everybody, Dark Phoenix Gaming here, and welcome back to Stellaris AlphaMod, with basically every other mod on the Steam Workshop. Okay, not quite, but I am using quite a few. Link in the description for the Google Docs file where I have all my mods listed. Just check there. Anyways, last time we left off, we had just finished up our, well, war is a bit of a strong term, I'm sure you'll agree. So we're just going to call it a border readjustment with the Prosnakan Trade Union, in which we occupied a bunch of their outposts up here, and did not fight a single battle with their navy, because I think they knew that if they tried to fight us, they were basically fucked. Anyways, we did that. So now we have access to all of these systems, as well as the potential ability to actually expand, because we are boxed in down here between our friends, the Borg Jr., and the religious cultists who want to leave us be left alone and therefore made us their rivals. Perfectly sensible, right? Anyways, this little bit of land up here we only have thanks to the generous progenitors here, the Xenophile Fallen Empire, who led us into their territory. So we can now expand like that. I'll be recalling our army to Earth, just in case we need them to fight off either of these two and invade some of their planets. And I currently have the first fleet heading back to its... I have it heading back to Earth, basically. Our second fleet I am rebasing from the Sirius system to the Anatolia system here at Anatolia Shipyard. And I'm going to make the second fleet become the third fleet after we get a second fleet back in place again. A little bit confusing, I know, but that's what we're going to do. I'm also going to kick us up to fast speed. And this particular science ship and construction ship, let's see, do I want to... No, actually, that's a little too expensive for me to go for. The construction ship can go off and do that as well. Here. That bastion to block off the assholes. I need to get it set up properly. I've not seen anything indicating how strong their fleets are, or if they prefer armor or shields. It's going to make upgrading a little bit complicated. But reducing their ship fire rate would be nice. That's what I'm going to do for my next two things, I think. A disruption field generator and a target uplink computer will help us out. Eventually this is going to go up to a star hold, though I don't foresee that particular defensive bastion sticking around forever. Eventually we're going to take the offensive against these guys, but I want a bigger fleet before I do that. We're in a little bit of an unstable situation right now, as far as our navy goes. And that's something we'll need to address fairly soon. First fleet is heading back home, and if you hadn't already figured this out yet, I have not yet managed to rename any of the systems we've conquered over here. So there's still a bunch of unpronounceable bullshit at this point in time. So that's lovely. We picked up a handful of planets over in these systems that can eventually be terraformed into something I can colonize. So they'll have long-term value to us, but at this immediate moment in time, they are far less valuable than you might hope. Although we can get quite a few resources out of them. That should help us out. And before anyone says anything, I am perfectly well aware that we are losing food right now. That's what Arcadia here is for. I want to make the planet an agri-world. It's a size 24, so this place can basically feed our entire empire for ages. No problems there.
Construction completed.
There we go. That should work towards reducing our food issues. For some reason, Arcadia has insufficient water supplies. Yeah, I ended up setting up my future agri-world on a planet that's reducing the food supply by 25%. Well, technically it's only reducing it by 5% because it is lush, but still, that is really annoying. Let's see here. Don't suppose there's any way I can address that with a building. We might need some more water processing. I'm going to set up a hydro plant. See if that will help us out as far as getting that supplied better. The second fleet is up to 19 of the 20 corvettes currently. A few of our planets are getting low on jobs, but I think they can wait. Let's see. Arcadia is fairly close to growing again. Let's see. Someone wants a trade deal with us. The Democratic Sotitharian League. Who even are they? It's these fellows all the way down here who are bordering the xenophobic traders we just crushed in that border readjustment. And they would like to set up a commercial pact with us. I am going to accept. For one thing, it will probably fix our economic problems. For another, they're far enough away we don't have to worry about them stabbing us in the back or anything. At least not yet, we don't. We may have to worry about that eventually, but for the time being, I think we're all right. And that's another thing that this hopefully profitable. Let's actually say this bloody correctly. That's another thing that this agri-world is going to help with. At the moment, I am buying a load of food off of the galactic market. I'd really like to be producing my own food, and not have to rely on the market to feed my populations. So I'm going to work on that, courtesy of Mr. Agri-World. By the way, you probably figured this out, but I just felt like it was worth giving fair warning. This may end up being a rather slow episode, because this is after a war. Even if it was a bit of a dull war, only took so long because of the fact that I had to occupy some systems and was running everything on normal speed. But this is going to be a slow episode. I'm just going to be doing some surveying and peaceful expansion in this one. So if you're expecting a lot of high action and massive wars across 24 fronts or anything, prepare to be disappointed, because that will not be happening. It's going to be a pretty slow episode. Let's see. One more jump and the first fleet will be out of Fallen Empire territory. Which will be nice, because as glad I am that we started next to the Xenophiles rather than the Xenophobes, all the same, I would rather not have my ships in Fallen Empire territory any longer than possible. They might eventually decide that they would rather not have me retaining access. Which is why I'm going to be constructing a new fleet as soon as I am able. I would like to have our fleets that are over here independent from the ones over here, so if the Fallen Empire does cut us off, then we won't be reliant on we won't have to beg them to give us access again in order to move our fleets to defend part of our empire, because each part I'm hoping to defend independent of the other, is basically what I'm trying to say. And doing a very bad job of explaining it, no doubt. But we're going up to fastest speed now. Let's see. Specialist unemployed. Why are they unemployed? There's plenty of researcher and enforcer jobs on the planet. This person should just be hopping in there. That does not make any sense to me. Not in the slightest. Really, why are you unemployed? There are available specialist jobs. Honestly. Anyways, we have some more stuff to take care of. I was moving down the supremacy tree last. So, we want that extra fleet command limit and admiral level cap and everything. Heck, we want everything under supremacy because it is awesome and will give us access to fleet doctrines, which are super freaking useful. So I'll take Fleet Logistic Core. And decrease our upkeep and increase our naval capacity. There we go. So now, that's 69 months left until we can get the next one. And that planet finally got its shit together and employed their specialists, did they? Or did they just migrate
Construction
them?
completed.
I'm not sure. Arcadia has now gone up a bit thanks to me building that, and they have sufficient water supplies. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Our leader apparently wants to bring our energy income up to plus 20, which is on as of right now, but I don't know if it'll stick there. Osaka and Earth are both out of jobs, it would seem. How is pop growth doing? And especially on Earth, I need to check pop growth for our robots, because I'm going to have rather a lot of robots, I think. Which would be nice, because then we can colonize some of these other worlds with robots. Neither of those pops are anywhere close to being grown, and Osaka literally just got one in, so we can easily afford to wait. Crag World. Strong volcanism, 2 suns, diamond rings. That would be a nice planet to take over if I could get the habitability up, colonize it with robots, get my hands on a species that could inhabit it, or possibly terraform it. All of those are pretty good options.
Construction completed.
Let's see. Gatoro Spaceport. That's that defensive one that we have on our front line against the assimilator bots. Our bastion. Nice. Our second fleet is about to enter orbit of Anatolia. And our income has dropped a bit. Okay. Heal up for me, please. Plus 23 now. Very nice. Second fleet repaired. Excellent. This system is going to be an addition, and we'll start grabbing some more stuff up here because I have no doubt we're going to run into a number of additional arrivals. We've spawned in a rather crowded section of the galaxy, and I am going to have to deal with those assimilator bots at some point, but right now they aren't a huge priority. As long as they don't attack me, and I can keep expanding in other directions, I will leave them well enough alone. But if that becomes not the case, then I shall have to hurt them. Our fleet will be arriving at Earth very shortly. First fleet can get into harbor there, and we'll start dealing with that whole affair. Excellent. Moving on to star number 2. How long are you going to be in office for? Till 2251:07. That's about another 8 years. Now, scan that planet. Some rich resources. I do love those little rich resource deposits. It's excellent. And to be honest, at this point I've basically forgotten what mod that comes from. Those guys are trying to pull the same trick that I did on and occupy other territories. And we also basically hate these guys a stupid amount. So... oh, I can't close my borders to them because we have a truce. I forgot about that, and it's kind of annoying sometimes. Oh well. Still, I can certainly claim a bunch of territory in this direction before they can get around to it. Osaka and Earth, I'll check on the pop growth rate and see. Yeah, Earth is approaching the point where I think they could do with some additional jobs. Another energy district, I think. Generator district, even. How is Osaka? They have an insufficient water supply. I think we need to fix that. Get me a hydro plant, please. Luna is also going to need that addressed once they have 15 pops and have opened that slot. I'll deal with that once I can. It's just... they're trying to discover something in the Celiac system up there, apparently. I'm annoyed with them, but not really in a position to do anything to stop them since I can't close my borders just yet. So we cannot stop their science ships from going out and doing that exploration. The only good thing I can say so far is at least I haven't got any construction ships out yet. And by the time they start thinking of it, I'm hoping to have the border locked down and them stuck in their territory. Because unlike me, they don't have an alternate route out. I don't believe. All their other borders... No, not all their other borders are locked down. Looks like they have a little bit of space in the outer rim and mid rim they could potentially nab. Provided no one else gets to it first. But other than that, not much expansion they can really do. Speaking of... Fleet Manager, we have the first and second fleets, 15 Hecate class, 5 Mercury class. I'm going to stick with that configuration for now. And their home base will be Sirius, I think. That's going to be my third fleet. Keep bulking up our forces, and we'll eventually be able to relatively easily take on one of those two, crush them, and then break out of this little bottleneck we find ourselves in currently.
Construction completed.
Earth's construction is done.
Construction completed.
Their water supply has also gone down to merely sufficient. No, you idiot. I told you Sirius was your home base. Seriously. And that was not a deliberate pun, but honestly, it really seems so often like I set up a new fleet to build completed. Like that and everything. But then, after they can get constructed, they just do not remember what I told them their home base should be, and straight up don't go there. One of our scientists has leveled anomaly discovery, yes. That whole thing with them not remembering to go to the home base I set them for, and not remembering it should be their home base, is just so annoying. Heading over there now. We're gonna go a little over our naval capacity as a result of this. I might need another anchorage or two. I'm not totally sure on that point. We will see.
Construction completed.
Osaka has finished its construction queue. now a generator world. No, it was a generator world before. That's me being an idiot. Pop-ups for things that don't really matter yet. Someone has rivaled the mini-Borg.
Research concluded.
Do not care. Our research into getting more society research is now done. Excellent. And we have just got the option for the research that will unlock edicts, which edicts are basically something extra that you can do with Unity after you run out of Unity traditions to do, or anything like that. It also gives us +2 Unity per month, or alternatively, I could go for a hydroponics farm, or just a flat increase to our farming, as well as the ability to do a subsidy. I'm gonna be honest, at this moment in time, the planetary unification research doesn't appeal to me that much. I'm gonna go for eco-simulation. We're kind of struggling for food at the moment, and the only reason we're positive, like I said, is because I'm buying 20 food off the market every month. And I'd like to no longer have to purchase my food to get by. If at all possible, I'd like to be producing all of it. And that is another step in that direction. Tianki feeding grounds. Interesting. In one way or another. See, the Holy Thumlar League have opened their borders to us, and my computer just pops up a notification for some reason or other. It's way down here. And they like us now because we have mutual rivals. They're apparently benign spirits. Oh, they would actually be willing to set up a migration treaty and form a non-aggression pact. That's quite nice. And I am indeed going to do both. And because one of my long-term goals in this playthrough is to actually form a federation and start getting a massive diplomatic alliance going on that way, I am also going to take this one step further. I will guarantee their independence. And who was the other person? There was one other empire I had a migration treaty, non-aggression pact type thing going on with at the moment, but I don't remember who it was. It was these guys, that's right. And they, this group right here, they're willing to go one step further at the moment. And actually form a defensive pact. Let's see. The Sonthrian League is one step away from forming a defensive pact. As well, I'm going to stay uncommitted. I'm not going to form any defensive pacts yet, but I will guarantee the independence of a bunch of people around me. just in case. That said, I'm not unwilling to break those guarantee independence pacts that we're going to have going on. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Had some real life stuff I had to take care of. Anyways, those defensive packs. If I have to break them,
we are being
I
hailed.
will. The Sondrathan League down there wants me in. Sorry, the Guarantee Independences, I mean. The Democratic Sondrathan League wants me in a defensive pact. I'm going to decline for the moment. Their rivals, the Kroll alignment. Let's see. Our friends down here in the Themlar. I would be more inclined for a defensive pact with them to prevent the mini-Borg from growing in strength, but they're not willing to. Let's see here. I don't get it. Why do we not have the option to colonize planets with species that are not human? That's what I want to know. Why is that not an option we have? Let's see. How should I play this? On the one hand, the Kroll are closer to me. On the other, I don't share a direct border with any of them, so reinforcing any front would be tricky. Extremely tricky. A federation, once I eventually open that up as an option, and get the ability to form federations, I would like to get at least one of them into it. As that's my long-term goal for this playthrough, is to form a federation. And I'm going to try to play things relatively peacefully. I'm a militaristic empire. The empire I'm playing as is militaristic, I should say. That is true. But we're not militaristic in the sense of Rome, where I just go out and conquer anyone and everyone. It's more militaristic in the sense that we aggressively defend our borders by relocating them, is the way I see it. We relocate the borders to create a buffer zone where necessary. I wouldn't mind being able to be relatively peaceful, but I don't see that as overly likely. So I will go the aggressive route more often than not, just because a lot of the galaxy has a tendency to be kind of dicks. Unfortunately, those two are rivals to each other. That's going to be a problem, because if I invite one to a defensive pact or a federation, the other will not be willing to come along, because they will have a minus 1,000 opinion debuff that they are not willing to have any sort of diplomatic association with each other, which will make it extremely complicated to get either to agree to come along. Unless there's some way I don't know of to convince the AI to declare someone no longer their rival, at which point it might be possible. Oh. Sorry about that, got interrupted again. Now we need to get a new scientist to replace the one that died. Doesn't really matter who, since none of them are suitable for the job, but whatever. As I was saying, getting them to work alongside each other is going to be rather tricky because they're rivals. Unless these two decide to end their rivalry, I'm not going to be able to set up a federation and get both of them as members. Because I will have an opinion debuff to the tune of minus 1,000. Because they will not want to work with each other. Kind of inconvenient, true. Now let's get a bunch of mining stations done down here. This area we kind of skipped over earlier on when I was doing this, because I was rushing to get a bunch of very specific energy stations set up, as well as some other stuff like that, just so that our enemies would not get them. Going to need to buy some minerals real quick, so that our trade deal can continue to go through. And I'll do that repeatedly so I can build all of these. There we go. That ought to do us. And we'll continue working on this. going to take a while to build up that fleet, and as I said, it's basically a given that we'll go over our naval capacity while building it up. But hopefully, we can eventually get a large enough fleet to crush the assimilators. They're becoming something of a pain in the ass to have on the border. Their fleet power has become inferior, but we have to take into account that our second fleet up here will be uncommitted to any campaign we do against them. And so we're not really inferior. It's closer to equivalent still. And even then it's fairly narrow margin. We found a Ute communication hub. The expedition team led by our scientist has found something remarkable. A single large spire is all that stands out amid the ruins of the world. It is still emitting light in a beam that reaches from its center all the way up to space. We believe this used to link up to a satellite grid, perhaps used for communication or monitoring. We should try to integrate our own systems with it. I'm going to investigate some more. Spend a little influence to get some unity and find out more about this
Situation
place.
log has been
See if I
updated.
can't pick some stuff up about it. Discovery about the communications hub should not take too long. That colony. Let's see. Again,
We are being hailed.
the unemployed idiot. The Sothrian down there would like a commercial pact with us. I'm going to accept. So, even though these guys are closer, since we have a commercial treaty with these guys down here, I'm leaning more and more towards siding with them, forming a defensive pact. Although that idiot is now a worker. Should hopefully be dealt with. Luna is out of free jobs. They have water problems. So Luna... We can't put down a hydroelectric what's-it to get what we're after. But I can get an ice importer to help with the water situation there. But honestly, why is this person... I was saying, why are they not taking the available jobs? I guess they did. It just took them a second to think about it. Not that they're just
The
idiots.
special project has concluded.
So we spent some time studying the features, blah blah blah. Science teams made several additional discoveries studying this unique planet. This newfound knowledge greatly expands our understanding in the universe. Ancient communications hub discovered, giving the following effects. Edict duration plus 20%. Alright then. Very nice. That will give us some more precursor archaeotech. Advanced technologies that we're not able to do anything with until we get certain researches, essentially.
We are being hailed.
That's now. The Holy Stellar League. Down here to the south of the assimilators. They want a defensive pact, which I am going to agree to. Allowing the assimilators to expand is good for nobody. We will sign a treaty of mutual defense to come to each other's aid if we're attacked. Which we probably will be with those pricks as our neighbors. The Moxhuxjan Republic I would like to also form a defensive pact with, because these guys, but that doesn't look like it's an option. They're also currently attacking those guys. So, if they weaken them enough, opportunity may be knocking. I'll have to keep an eye on that conflict. Depends on what they're actually at war over. Conquest. So they want to take systems off of them. Good. Take a few systems and smash up their fleet. Then I'll take a few more over here. Smash up their fleet some more. And we can work on that a little bit. We're just slightly over naval capacity. I can deal with that. And apparently, let's see. Yes, of course. The last star we would want to study for that project is somewhere we don't have access to. Commercial pact with the Stellar. Well, if we're going to have a defensive alliance with them, I would say it's only fair that we also have an economic treaty too. We've got quite a few diplomatic things going on right now that are consuming our influence.
Research concluded.
Let's see. Basic fortifications research is done. And now I'm going to start researching destroyers. We can have more larger class of ships. And actually have more than just corvettes in our fleet. The Stellar would also like a research agreement. Again, yes, because they are on my short list of people to create a federation with once I unlock the ability to do so. So signing all the treaties with them seems like a good idea. Still can't figure out why I cannot colonize planets with any of the people who are currently signing migration treaties with my empire. How is it we can't do that? Makes no sense. Honestly, it's kind of dumb. Let's see. Our empire has one robot now. We have one Vengrel. Vengrel. Which of my planets has the Vengrel on it? It's not Earth. It's not the Moon, which is beginning to have some stability problems. It's not Osaka, which itself has a couple of half-humans on it from that Caravaneer party we had a while back. Let's see. Seriously, where are these Vengrel currently? Oh, we don't have actual. I get it. That is the half-humans. Vengrel's the Caravaneer species. I was confused for a second there. Good thing it didn't last. That would have been a bit embarrassing. More so than that, I mean. In the middle of surveying another system. Just thank Christ, up here we finally have room to expand. I don't know how long that'll last, but I am going to milk it for all it is worth. Yes, I have a defensive alliance with them. And you know, these guys, thanks to the commercial pact and research agreement and everything, I'm feeling more inclined towards a treaty with them than anyone else. But we're burning through enough of our influence right now that only making one a month and everything, thanks to all those treaties, that I think I should avoid signing on to another defensive pact for the time being. I'm going to keep an eye on that, and I will probably make some sort of agreement with them and try and bring them into my federation once I eventually establish one. That we found some new aliens over here in the Select system. Aliens which apparently have magical cloaking technology or instant transmission or something. I'm not seeing them. We will spend the 18 months to investigate them, though. Ice importer will be done very shortly, and that should help with our food problem from insufficient water, I hope.
Construction completed.
Indeed it did. And stability has gone up to 43%. Let's check that. Happiness. Low amenities. That's the main thing. Going to need to do something about the amenities. But the water situation on the moon is passable for now. So we can deal with that, I suppose. $22.47 now. 2 pops below, a bunch of places. We don't care about that. Until it's actually out of jobs, not gonna do anything. But I think I am going to cut this episode here. A little bit shorter than the usual, but despite the fact we didn't really get anything done, we're still in a bit of a slow build-up stage. We managed to hit an early war with those guys to expand my border a little bit, which was nice, but with the way I play Stellaris, this is just how things go. A bunch of slow build-up, then some action, then a bunch of slow build-up, then some action. It just kind of goes in phases, what with the way I do things. But we'll be back next time, where I will probably be storming across here to grab some more systems, and meeting up with a few more people. And if I can get enough unity, I may try and rush towards the ability to create a federation, and start down that route. That is, as I've said, my major goal for this playthrough. I want to create my own federation. But until next time, this has been Dark Phoenix Gaming, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Let's Try Stellaris AlphaMod. If you have, then please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to see more like this. Also, don't forget to check down in the comments, because I will be leaving links to the various documents where you can go to help me name things. Because heavens knows I could use some help with that. Anyways, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. See you then, folks. I'll see you then. So long for now.